Woohoo! Groovy! That's awesome! Really awesome. Wow. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm Teresa Fieberts and I am the founding minister of this really cool group of people. And you know what? This is a fun morning already. This is a very fun morning already. I decided I had to stand at the door at one point because there were so many old friends walking in, and that was just really exciting. So, and they're not here to see me. But that's okay. That's okay, because we do have a special guest this morning with us. So, yep. Jeff Lantz is here with us, and I know most of you in the room, or some of you in the room. I'm super excited about this, I have to say. So, I was working it out in my mind. That pile of stuff back there is is she here? Yep, my granddaughter's here. And my granddaughter's mommy was 3 years old the day I met Jeff. So the first time I ever heard Jeff was Carly's birthday, September 18th, 1992. First time I walked into the Center for Positive Living. And it was at the Sarasota High School, and Sharon Scott was singing with Jeff and sang Amazing Grace and knocked me off of my socks, right? And I sobbed the entire morning, just sobbed, had never known anything like the feeling I knew that morning. That thing that I tapped into that morning had been hidden from me for a long while. And this man helped open that up. So it was a really special moment, and we had lots of other moments, and then we were over here just right across the driveway, and my daughter was the little jumpy little bright light when the kids came out. And so it's a wonderful recognition, and to know that I have my 3.5-year-old granddaughter. I mean, it's just like 6 months from that day. It's like crazy, exciting. And that's the way life works, isn't it? Those coincidences that are, of course, not coincidences. It's that divine in us, all around us, that thing that we're immersed in, surrounded by, filled with, brought here by, that's calling us. It's calling us. It's always calling us. And some days we wake up. And so I know if you have not heard Jeff Lantz before, you will wake up in a way this morning that you've not been touched, that you've not been awakened to. And if you know Jeff, that's why you're here, because you know that happens when you're in his presence with his music, right? So I'm really excited. So let me just affirm, and please join me in this knowing right here, right now, that something amazing happens here now. That knowing truly that each one of us are immersed in, surrounded by, brought here by that divine call, that call that's within all of us, that call that is transcendent and yet imminent here, powerfully awakening each one of us to that within which is so delicious and divine, that which within that is brilliant, that is unconditioned love, that is loving, that is lovable, that we touch here in this moment in a way that maybe we've never awoken to. And I'm grateful for this moment. And I let it be good, and so it is. So we have a reading with our beloved Diana Wyatt before Jeff begins. You going to take that? Do you want to stand? Are you good?
No.
Okay, great.
Good morning. We were really busy having fun yesterday at the yard sale, and I was out of hairspray and didn't realize it till this morning. So this is what I look like right out of the shower. Wow, was that amazing? Did y'all have fun? Did you take part? Did you donate something, buy something, come by, help, pack something? It was amazing. I went home and I sat and I looked through my pictures and I did what writers do. I wrote. And this is what I wrote. Today's topic, ask the question. I want to know what love is. I'm pretty sure I saw love at our community yard sale yesterday. I witnessed a community that has embodied something many organizations never even begin to learn. I saw people working with one another, laughing with one another, hugging, sorting, carrying. Some were bargaining, sharing shade, sharing stories, sharing purpose all day long. It was all disguised as a yard sale. It looked far less like a fundraiser and a whole lot more like a village that was summoned from the deep. I noticed the faces of my beloveds. There was an ease on each face, the kind that comes when people are gathered, not around an idea alone, but around one another, focused on a common good much bigger than any one individual. There was a white canopy above us when we took a break, and it was almost symbolic to me. Underneath it was a steady flow of passing books and bowls, clothes, dishes, odd treasures, lots of practical tools, and more than a few curious objects, I thought to myself. But each object came and left, and there was one thing for sure. The value of the thing under the tent, that wasn't for sale at all. And it was belonging. By special design, it was decided by everyone that any reasonable offer would be the price for every single object in our yard sale. Now, in a world obsessed with fixed prices, We created a space where value became relational. Each object and each human would be declared all day long no longer as a mere transaction, but as an actual relation one to another. Now, in a world that has chosen to gather around complaints and negativity of their own thoughts, we chose to come together intentionally and create a space where each one could contribute, a space where each person belongs, where each one amps the beauty. We chose presence. We chose sacred service. We chose one another. We choose one another again and again. And because humans like to label things, we'll call it love today. Well, at any yard sale, we discover things. Now, at our yard sale, the way we price things, there were some who came, and I saw one person offer $1 for what I thought was like a really whole lot of stuff. And then I saw another person come through who paid $20 for a magazine. So the book that was purchased for $20 was support of our vision, right? Because this person realized that the transaction wasn't about the object at all. I also realized that each exchange of the day was a tiny prayer. It was a way that said, this is what this means to me, and valued. But somehow Spirit balances all the scales in our favor at the end of the day. And it was prosperous. It fulfilled itself because that's what the law does from each one of us yesterday. I looked at the pictures when I got home, and I found myself thinking about stained glass windows. And what's the most beautiful stained glass window you ever saw? Well, yesterday I saw the most beautiful stained glass window I've ever seen. Not one single pane in the window, no single color, but the beauty of the light that became visible when all our pieces agreed to stand together. And it was beautiful because each person showed up. Donations, setting up, breaking down. And our beloved offered her home at ungodly times before she had even had coffee. Thank you, Camille. We love you. And each person that decided that worth and value are important when making choices about how to spend money in support of a vision for our community. So somewhere underneath the tent of floppy hats and folding chairs, we shared laughter and sweat. Between the sorting and the packing up, we realized that none of it alone was the miracle of the total at the end of the day. The miracle was the weaving of the details and how easily Spirit unfolded the day. And maybe my favorite part was this. We're raising money for a building that doesn't exist yet. Not because we are certain where this building is, not because we've even signed any papers yet. It's because we already belong there. The building is still finding its way to us. The community has already become home to itself. A structure of walls and a roof, that's merely the last piece of the manifestation that will come to form. The real center is already visible in how we show up for the sale, how I see you hug one another yesterday and again today, how those who stayed after they arrived because they know the value of presence. It was visible in everyone who stayed. Nothing went to waste. Even the things that were left were donated to be used for other causes. So there's an idea that stays here. And may we ever be mindful and remember that this center is the people who keep showing up for one another until the building we'll one day be in catches up to who we are. I love you.
I'm just all excited this morning for getting my cues and everything. All right. So here's what half the room's waiting for or more that you came in to see. I just can't get over seeing some of you. Beloved. Jeff Lantz, all the way from California for this one appearance, which seems unbelievable. But for those of you who don't know, let me just say that Jeff was the music director at the Center for Positive Living and then at Unity, Sarasota. So we know him here in town through the New Thought community. But he's been on rock stages with tens of thousands of people. He's been in jazz clubs. He's been all over the place. So coming from California here for this one visit, Jeff Lantz.
Well, it's an honor to be here, and it's great to see all of you people. Thank you for coming out. And it's an honor to be here to support the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. So anyway, let me start my timer here. You know, Reverend Teresa said she wanted me to keep it to 35 minutes. Well, I was, you know, figuring out what I was going to do, and it came to 5.5 hours. But don't worry, I sculpted it down to 3 hours and 15 minutes. All right, so does anybody want to hear some great music? Hey! So do I. Do you know where there is any? Okay. All right. I wrote that. I call it arpeggio in G. Now, if I have enough time after the concert, I'm going to play for you my newest composition called Note. Oh, I'm just going to keep this here because I keep forgetting. So, you know, every once in a generation, a composer comes along or a song that changes music. And so I'm going to play one of those compositions. This composition will be spoken of, I'm sure, in hushed tones throughout the ages. So you're welcome. Thank you to Liberace on that. One of the first things I remember seeing when our family finally got a TV was Liberace playing. You know, that's Liberace's arrangement of that song, and I always thought, man, wouldn't it just be great to be good enough to even kind of halfway play it? And I kind of halfway played it, you know. So. Okay, so before I go on, I think all of us have experienced moments that. You know, the moments that you know you're not going to forget. You know, something happens, and you take a little snapshot knowing, I'm not going to forget this moment. Well, you know, Reverend Teresa remembers meeting me a little bit different than I remember meeting her. But it's close about the same time. I was the music director, as she said, at the Center for Positive Living. David Ritz was the minister. And there was a duet that was sung, and I believe Susie Hulcher and Phil Swigert were singing on that duet. And I was, you know, the stage was only about a foot off the floor, and I turned around to my right after we got done playing this song, and there was this woman, this dear sweet woman, just silently weeping. And I was just thinking, man, she has a moment. And you know, it was Teresa, and I remember thinking to myself, man, what a crybaby. No, I thought it was really sweet. And I just thought it was great that, you know, you allowed yourself to do that, you know. So this is the song we were playing. It's just, I took a snapshot, you know, and this is the song we were playing that brought that on. All right, that's it. That's it on that one. Thank you. So I'm going to put on this little thing here. It's called the breath controller. It allows me to blow into it much like a wind instrument. And it's connected via computer to my keyboard here, and it's also connected to some applications that allow me to create different instruments. And so anyway, I'm going to play a song by Miles Davis. Let me I forgot to turn my thing on here. I'm going to do a song by Miles Davis called So What. And the thing about Miles Davis is that he was initially in the bebop movement back in 50s. And then he came out. He was kind of the originator of what was called cool jazz. And then later on, he got into more of a jazz rock type approach. And I hear a story, and I don't know if it's true, but I like the story. Apparently, he was at, I believe, at the White House, in the ballroom, and they were having a dinner. And he was sitting beside a lady of means. You know, she was, had lots of nice jewelry. She was dressed really well. And she looked over to Miles Davis, and she said, well, sir, what's your name? And he goes, well, my name's Miles Davis, ma'am. She goes, oh, what do you do? And Miles is reported to have said, I've changed music 3 or 4 times. All right, this is So What? Excuse me, I've got the wrong sound. Okay, now it's a trumpet. Thank you. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, so after I left here, I moved to Chicago and played for 6 or 7 years up in Chicago. And I used to play saxophone, but I was playing with this guy named Steve Eisen, who was, like, in my estimation, among the handful of the best saxophonists in the world. So I never took my horn out. And then I wanted to move to California, and I thought, well, I'll just sell my horn. And that's what actually got me out to California. So now kind of a weird twist of events. Now the technology has come around to where I can, play all these different instruments. So there's that. Now, I want to talk about, in my show, in my longer show, in my 6-hour show, I talk about people or situations that have inspired me. Both musicians and non-musicians, just, things that have brought me to this point of who I am, whatever I am. And one of them is Scott Joplin. Now, Scott Joplin was born in something like 1880, maybe, or 1870. And he was the son of a freed black man. His mother was always free, but he was the son of a black man. And he showed a lot of promise. He was a protege. And so he wanted to play music. So the only way he could play music back in those days was to be part of a theatrical troupe that went around and did shows that were kind of demeaning to black people, to women, to gay people. It was kind of rough on Scott Joplin for a while. But he developed this style, and the style became ragtime music. He's like the author of ragtime music. There's more to say about Scott Joplin. He actually died of syphilis way earlier than should have. He used to play in brothels. And I guess he tickled too many ivories. But anyway, there's much to say about Scott Joplin. But I'm going to play the first ragtime song ever written, and it's Maple Leaf Rag. Now, one thing about this, I learned this when I was really young, and I ended up, for some reason, being able to play it really fast. So over my career, I've played this thing way too fast. Scott Joplin wanted it to be played like this. He railed against anybody playing it any faster than that. So on and so forth. So that's the Maple Leaf Rag as it's supposed to be played. Now, I don't want, I used to pander for applause. It was embarrassing, but I've grown out of that. I'm not going to play it any faster, no matter how much anybody requested or demanded it. Just forget. No. It's too shameful. I've grown past that. Unless you really want me to do it. All right? Now that's all the faster I'm going to play it, no matter what anybody wants. No, I've grown past that. Yeah. Okay. I won't be able to live with myself for that. Excuse me for a second. I've got a technical problem I have to fix. Okay, my piano's disappearing. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so on with the show. I want to speak a little bit about. I need to figure out if I'm going to stand or sit talking to y'all. So one of my inspirations is Tchaikovsky. And I didn't know about this until fairly recently, that Tchaikovsky was gay. And he suffered for it. He was born in 1840 in Russia, which is not a good time nor a good place to be gay. And he had to hide it. And there's much that I could say about Tchaikovsky, but I feel like besides just being brilliant, as he was, I also think his music was the way that he was able to get through the suffering, from being a closeted gay and never being safe to come out. So the very last thing, he died at age 53. And the very last thing that he wrote was the Pathetique Symphony, number 6. And he died 11 days after it premiered. And I'm going to play the Adagio from that symphony, which to me is just one of the most impactful, emotional, dynamic pieces of music ever written. So enjoy. Thank you. So, I'm going to do a song, the title cut of my latest CD called It's Okay to Be Happy, because it's okay to be happy, you know? Thank you. Woo, woo, woo. All right. I've got time for two more, so I'm just going to get right into it. This next song I'm going to sing is very meaningful to me, and now that I look into there's more in my rear view mirror than in my out of my front window. This means even more to me. It's a song by James Taylor, and I'm going to attempt to vocalize, even though my vocal teacher Phyllis Lowett is here. Oh no, Lois, Phyllis. I haven't practiced as much as I should have singing, fellas. You'll know. Anyway, let me get to this. All right. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it. There ain't nothing to it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. Since we're on our way down, we might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let that stand in your way. 'Cause anyone knows that love is the only road. And since we're only here for a while, might as well show some style. And give us a smile. Isn't it a lovely ride? Oh, sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Now the thing about time is that time isn't really real. Just your point of view. How does it feel for you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. Planets are spinning through space. Welcome to the human race. Smile upon your face. Some kind of lovely ride. I'll be sliding down, I'll be gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Ain't it so? Yeah. Thank you. All right, final song. Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, well, you know, I've got another 4 hours. Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't have enough time to play my new composition, Note. I don't think so. I was really looking forward to it, too. All right. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Yeah, feel free to sing along. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if we can. No need for greed or hunger. Another good of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you. So I want to just take a couple of seconds to thank. There's a lot of you people that I won't get around to thanking, but thank you, all my friends, all my old friends, all my really old friends, like me, you know. But especially Tom and Pamela Nay, because I'm staying with Tom and Pamela. Thank you, Jackie. It's good to see Jeannie and David. So many people, and I'm missing a lot of you, but it means the world to me. Thank you so much. And I will give it back to Teresa now. Yeah. Oh, where's Tom at? Tom Nay. Okay.
Tom, hi. When he said your name, I'm like, point out Tom Nay to me. Our paths have crossed so many times, and I don't know if we've ever one-on-one met, so I look forward to talking to you right after the service. Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you all so very much for this morning. Thank you so much for this morning. This is our time of giving, and I feel like we've received such an incredible gift this morning. This has been a real gift on so many levels, to see so many of you, to see Jeff here, to have all those memories flooding back to me, and probably to all of you too, those memories of being in community for such a very long time, decades to be in community. It's such a blessed thing, is it not? It's blessed. It really is to have that. I look at Camille sitting over there. We've been friends since 16, and Camille hosted that garage sale, which was beyond Ananda yesterday. I mean, beyond anything. Thank you, Diana, for your sharing on that, because it truly was an amazing. How can a garage sale be an amazing event? It was an amazing event. It truly was amazing. So thank you for what you bring. Thank you for what you bring each and every time you show up. This is no exception. This is the example and the rule of what this community is. I feel very blessed. So at this time of giving, please listen to the music, sing along, and think about what these words mean. And before I hush up, Jeff's CDs are here, just throw $10 on the, or how can they Zelle you or whatever? Can they?
They can, but they'd have to talk to me about
Okay, okay. So throw $10 down here or talk to Jeff afterwards, okay? Okay, I'll put a basket out. Sing along. Let's go. Oh, we raised $22.20.
Whoa!
Well, we were 35 cents short of that $20, but yeah, $2,220 at a garage sale. And we still have a few big ticket items that we are going to sell on Marketplace. So if anybody wants a portable grill, see me. All right.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Let's sing together. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. One more. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Thank you again.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Reverend Diana. Is the song? Yeah. And let's thank Jeff again, right? Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So if this is your first time with us, we have a gift for you. Please come see me or one of the greeters after service, and we will give you a gift and get to know you. There's so much going on. If you don't have our newsletter already, please sign up in the back on the information table back there, or you could sign up on Facebook, CSLCulturalCoast.org. We have every week our weekly meetings, which is Spiritual Living Circle with Jim Grove on Wednesday nights, and Heart, Mind, Spirit Recovery meeting on Friday nights with me. And again, the garage sale. Thank you, everybody, for being there. Thank you for the helpers, the donors, and the shoppers. And thank you, Camille, for opening your house to us. Thank you. It was a wonderful experience. Thank you. And our Lunch and Learn is postponed until September. Please sign up for September. And next week, Reverend Ryan White and we'll be doing a workshop on utilizing AI. Please, everybody, sign up if you're willing to come. We really need to know everybody that's coming. I am the practitioner of the day, and if you'd like to do some prayers, please come see me. Or if you're a little shy, you could write it on a card, and we will pray for you all during the week. Hector found this piece of jewelry in the outside in the parking lot. So if you did lose something, please come see me. I'm holding onto it, and we will have a closing song for Jeff Lantz, and please join us for coffee and conversation. Thank you, everybody.
Am I supposed to know what I'm supposed to do right now? Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to do a song, I guess, for everybody to exit. Is that what's happening? Okay, all right. I guess I need a bigger piano. So, oh, where I live? Oh yeah, I'm actually in the band at the the Spiritual Center of Palm Desert, which is Science of Mind. All of them have like kind of the same name, but kind of not. But yeah, I'm in the band. Every Sunday now, I'm the piano player in the band at this version of this church in Palm Desert. I live in Joshua Tree. I love it. So listen, I'm just going to play. I mean, you stay, leave, whatever. I'm not really sure how this works, but I'll take requests. I mean, between my brother, we know every song ever written, every song. Oh, originals.
I know I see a lot of people that